Thomas Jefferson was the third president under the United States Constitution, elected in November 1800. An anti-federalist at heart, he was very concerned over the lack of definition of national power in the Constitution. He would address these gray areas in his term as president. Jefferson eventually assumed leadership of the Democratic-Republican Party that attacked Federalist policies and supported states' rights. Believing that the national government should be limited, he cut down the number of federal employees and reduced the size of the Army and Navy. Hoping to minimize federal power over the economy, he cut all federal taxes except the tariff. It should be noted that Jefferson was an avid supporter of the French Revolution. He once said in a letter to William Short, "I considered the Jacobins of France as the same with the Republican patriots and the Foulons as the monarchical patriots. It was necessary to use the arm of the people, a machine not quite so blind as balls and bombs, but blind to a certain degree." Thomas Jefferson wanted to establish the Port of New Orleans as an American domain because of fears France would block trade in this area. This port at the mouth of the Mississippi River was ideal for farmers in the Ohio River Valley to transport their goods. In addition, people living west of the Appalachians relied on the river for trade, and a blockage would disrupt the economy. To solve this problem, Jefferson sent James Monroe to Paris to negotiate a land deal with Napoleon Bonaparte. France was on the verge of war with Great Britain, and Napoleon was in desperate need of money to fund it. Additionally, France's failure to control the island of Saint Dominique, now known as Haiti, during the slave revolution of the 1790s put the country in a dangerous financial situation. Originally, Monroe offered $2 million, but it would be rejected. Napoleon agreed to Jefferson's second offer of $10 million and offered to throw in the rest of the Louisiana territory for an extra $5 million. The Louisiana Territory was 828,000 square miles that extended from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains. The 1803 treaty with France promised that all inhabitants of the land in the purchase would receive full rights of citizens in the United States, and that eventually the land would be admitted into the Union. It also promised to honor any treaties and agreements between the French, Spanish, and Native Americans in the area. Jefferson wanted Indians to move to and live on the land after the purchase. He encouraged cultural assimilation of Indians into Western agricultural practices and the white economy. Many people were elated to hear of the deal, but Jefferson still had his reservations regarding the constitutionality of the purchase. An advocate for the Constitution, Jefferson saw there was no clause that allowed the national government to purchase land. The 10th Amendment granted all powers that were not explicitly given to the federal government to the hands of the states or the people. In this case, Jefferson didn't see the power to purchase land as part of his jurisdiction. In an attempt to make the deal constitutional, he tried to pass a new amendment, but many argued it would take too much time. Because the deal was such an obvious positive and it gained wide support, he decided to take it despite legislative interpretation. The purchase was ratified by the Senate in October, and the territory officially joined the Union in December. Louisiana was the first of the territory to become a state in 1813.